Hello friends, welcome back to another session of DBMS. Today I'm going to talk about cursor variables. So this is the PLSQL code. Inside this PLSQL code, I have created a cursor variable. So boat underscore cursor underscore type is a variable and it is declared using reference cursor type. So I have used REF cursor. So you can create cursor variables by using reference cursor type. So what is the features of this cursor variable? This cursor variables can be used with the different queries and it can fetch data dynamically. So unlike the normal cursor that we have created earlier, which is static, which means that they are tied to specific queries, a reference cursor is dynamic and can be assigned to different queries at runtime. So that's the reason why we are saying it is dynamic. So we have created a variable of this boat underscore cursor underscore type, which is a cursor type. V underscore boat underscore cursor is the variable of the cursor type. And then these are all the columns that we're going to fetch from the query. So we are going to fetch SID from reserves table and DID and also day from the reserves table. And the data type, whatever is given for SID in reserves and DID in reserves and day in reserves will be matched to V underscore SID, V underscore BID, and V underscore day in this particular PLSQL variable. So inside the begin section, so we have opened the cursor. So this is since this is dynamic, it can fetch the data dynamically and can be used with different queries. So I am initially opening the cursor variable for this particular select command. So this is the query. So we are saying select SID, BID, day from reserves. So it will take the each and every row, give the SID to this BID and day to this V underscore SID, V underscore BID, and V underscore day. So each and every row's data from the reserves table will be fetched into these particular variables. So we know like what is exit when V underscore cursor, boat underscore cursor percentage not found. So when there are no more rows, then this will return true and the loop will exit. So this DBMS is a confirmation or we are trying to print some data on the screen. So this is an output from this particular looping of the tuples. So we are trying to print whatever we got extracted from the reserves table on the screen here. So using dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So this loop will exit once like all the tuples from the reserves table have exhausted. So I'm again opening the cursor on a different query. So make sure that before opening it once again, you close it. So if you're not closing it and then try to open it again without closing the cursor, then there will be an error. So you properly close the cursor and then open it again on a different query. So I opened this cursor on a different query once again. So open v underscore port underscore cursor for select SID BID day from reserves. So now in here, in this query, I gave a where condition where SID is equal to 22. So again, I have given a print statement here to ensure that whatever output now, whatever output we are going to get now will be from the second usage of this particular cursor. So I said cursor opened again for SID 22. So whatever output we get will be from the second opening. So inside this loop, we have again used the fetch into. So whatever tuples that we are getting for SID 22, all that rows will be processed one after the other for SID is equal to 22. And then all the tuples SID, BID, and the day will be extracted into V underscore SID, V underscore BID, and V underscore day. And once the number of rows have exhausted, then this loop will close. So as long as there are rows, like we'll be trying to print them on the screen. So I'm trying to print everything on the screen over here for SID is equal to 22. After the for loop has closed, then we need to close the cursor as well. So in this manner, we can use the same cursor again and again on different queries, and the data will be fetched dynamically into it. So this is the use of a cursor variable. So as I said, like we'll be using a cursor variable here, which is v underscore port underscore cursor, and we'll be declaring this cursor using reference cursor type. So let me run this and show you. So let us execute this. So this is the output of this PLSQL. So you can see that all that I have given here till here is from the first cursor usage of the cursor, and then you can see cursor opened again for SID is equal to 22, and all this is like the second usage of the cursor. So you can use the same cursor variable on different queries, and you can fetch the data dynamically and use it. But the thing that you need to keep in mind is that you can't you open the cursor again unless until you close it. So if you are using it without closing, then you will be getting an error. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you for watching.